I've watched Batman, the newer one with sparkly, vampire. You know,
Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I'm still
And
saying.
the thing is, that movie could be a goat movie. I mean, it's still a really fucking good movie. I mean, like I gave it 5 stars, but
Right.
it could be better than a Dark Knight if they would just done one thing differently, and that is make it actually fucking suspenseful.
Yeah, I can see that. There was no like. They were slow, fast, fast, fast. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Come back. We're going slow again. I want
Honest,
continuously ass raping.
they
Yeah, I'm just saying.
they should never have mentioned who the villain was in that movie.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I mean, if you can't sell a Batman movie on just Batman alone, I mean, you're kind of doing something wrong, right?
Right? Like, we're here to see Batman, but we're also kind of here to see who he's facing because he has like a million zillion fucking enemies. You know,
Who would you
so
want as the villain in Batman 2?
who would I want?
I got
I
two names. I got two names. One
I
of them is
want.
not the Joker. Now, granted, I will stand by this and I will die on this hill that you have to have Joker in it at some capacity.
Oh,
Have
I
to.
agree 100% with that. But I would like Killer Croc uh and probably Deadshot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or Deathstroke.
Yeah, that too. Like Deathstroke slash like fucking Deadshot combo.
Mm-hmm.
Two mercenaries going after him for a contract. That would be hot.
You know, as as much maligned as the game was, Arkham Origins would be a good choice for
Right.
a Batman movie. Like you said, contract. Just I want Batman's head.
Yep.
And you have Deadshot, Deathstroke. I mean, who else can you throw in there? Obviously, Black Mask would be in there
Right.
because I feel like he'd be the only one that could actually buy off everybody.
Yeah. Then you probably have Bane. Bane would probably be somewhere in there too.
And they've already kind of introduced the Venom.
Yep, they sure did. That's Venom.
So
I
he
don't care what the fuck
so
you say.
right.
Adrenaline my ass.
I
As
mean, Drew,
somebody
you're
who
right.
gives epi on a regular, not regular basis, in person, it never looks like
Right. That got left out in the sun a little too long.
that. A long, sir, that was in the basement. It grew shit.
So Killer Croc or two others. If we're not going the route of the contract killing and whatnot. Clayface, I would be very interested in. I don't know how they would do it.
Right?
I'd be very
I don't
interested
know
in it.
how they would do that either, but that would be pretty cool.
But he'd be my third choice. Second choice would be Killer Croc. First choice would be Mr. Freeze.
Ooh, yeah. Like actually do a decent Mr. Freeze, not a jokey, laughy Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
Dad joke central. Dad joke central.
I used to meet you.
God.
But yeah, one of those three, I'd be honestly. Who am I fucking kidding? I like
I'm
all the
all
Batman
for
villains.
doing. So I used to play DCUO, DCU Universe Online. So they did a little season where they had Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Clayface, Killer Croc, and Scarecrow all teamed up against Batman. And it was the way they wrote that story was fantastic because they
Mm-hmm.
all had their own little layers inside uh Arkham. So you had to go find each one of them and they all kind of escaped later, but then you fought all of them in one sitting. Granted, you had Batman on your team, but you also had seven other people, that had, powers, but it was just well written.
So one thing about the second Batman is, and I don't know if I would consider it them, I don't know, backing themselves into a corner whatsoever. But that is No Man's Land. And they've already kind of started it with the ending to the Batman. I think that would be a great thing to, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. What's the fucking word? I can't think of the word. Adaptation. I think that'd be a great adaptation. Instead of the earthquake, it's a fucking flood, and then they can throw in, maybe it's in winter, so that's how they bring in Mr. Freeze. But then you got all the other fucking villains that show up in the events of No Man's Land. So I think that's the most likely route that they'll go.
Right.
Is adapting some version of No Man's Land, but who knows?